Welcome to Unjammed, the software strategy series for print leaders, brought to you by GelatoConnect. If you're a print service provider who's felt frustrated by software that overpromises and underdelivers, then this series is for you. Whilst many printers have invested heavily in building their own systems, software development is moving faster than ever, and staying up to date and competitive requires more time than many PSPs can spare. So, in just 5 short lessons, you'll get the clarity, tools, and confidence you need to take control of your production setup without needing to become a tech expert. Hi again, and welcome to episode 3 of Unjammed, the software strategy series for print leaders. I'm Ellie, I lead product marketing at GelatoConnect, and today we're diving into a topic that's on every tech roadmap, marketing deck, and keynote slide right now, and that's AI. You've seen the headlines. AI is already reshaping how print businesses run. And in this episode, we'll try to break through that buzz and show you where AI and automation are actually already making a difference and how to start benefiting now. So, because whilst there's plenty of promise, there's also a lot of noise. Joining me is Kian, one of our product managers who's been working hands-on to build AI-first features and working super closely with PSPs to help them implement AI for real-world use cases. Kian, welcome. Before we dive in, can you share a bit about yourself?
Sure. Thank you, Ellie, and super excited to be here. My name is Kian. I've been a product manager at Gelato for over a year now, and I actually rejoined. I was working originally for 3 years with the company as a product manager between 2019 and 2022. I lead our product development for GelatoConnect Logistics and really fascinated by the whole GelatoConnect journey as a whole, and also how we can bring software, and in particular, we can dive into the AI use cases here, but how we bring AI and software to streamline an industry that's growing at a rapid scale and using software to unlock that growth for PSPs.
Thanks, Kian. So there's a lot of talk about what AI could do, but what should PSPs really expect today? Where is it really adding value, and where is it maybe overhyped or overpromised?
Sure, Ellie. You're right. There's a lot of hype and I would say noise around AI right now, but the truth is there that AI isn't really some far off futuristic idea. It's really here and it's making a difference in our software and thus then our product and print shops right now.
But we're not talking about AI like running the whole factory. At the moment, it's more kind of smart assistants or agents. Is that right?
Exactly. We're talking about machine learning algorithms and tools that learn from data to help us. I wouldn't say it would be a whole case of AI agents just running the whole floor and shop. And with those algorithms, you can spot patterns, make predictions, and reduce the element of repetitive decision making or highly manual tasks. So in short, or to summarize, AI in print is about supporting the smarter decisions, not removing people. And for PSPs facing tighter margins, shorter turnaround time, and obviously rising labor costs, ignoring AI isn't just risky, it also will lead to expense.
It's so true. So, where are you seeing AI actually deliver results right now in the print industry?
I could break it down into 4 proven use cases that are already showing quite a good return on investment for us. So one is predictive inventory management. So AI models can forecast what materials you'll need and when based on historic order trends, current job flow, and seasonality. One Gelato Connect customer, ESP Color, used AI-powered inventory logic to free up over $300,000 in tied up stock, and that's cash back in their hands, not just sitting on a shelf. The second is something that we deployed around Q4 of last year around address validations and corrections. So before AI, address issues were caught after packages failed to deliver, which obviously inevitably gives you the higher return costs, the contact rates through customers. But now AI can flag incomplete or invalid addresses during our kind of order ingestion or entry, saving time, shipping costs, and customer and PSP headaches. And then the third one, I would zoom in more on the smart batching and imposition piece, especially around our workflow. And this one's huge. AI can group print jobs based on paper type, size, run specs, and then optimizing those press setups and reducing paper waste as a whole. one of our PSPs, Bennett Graphics, used this to bring their waste rate down from I think it was 41% to 10%, and that's a massive jump in profitability. And then the last one I would say is around our AI estimator tool. Very excitingly, we've just launched the AI estimator, and that's an industry first smart estimation engine that generates quotes instantly. It's built to solve the core challenges of job estimation, which today is slow, manual, and reliant on experts, which each takes time. And that's often missing key cost drivers, lost time, margin, and jobs. And the AI estimator replaces subjective manual work with accurate AI generated recommendations based on thousands of prior jobs. So we take that historic data to make more informed decisions. And that cuts your sales admin costs by up to 50% and delivering quotes in under record time, 5 minutes from some commercial jobs. So the AI estimator is the first component of our broader vision at Gelato Connect to build the world's first AI native MIS. And this is currently in development and will be open for beta with existing GelatoConnect customers in Q4 this year. So we're super excited in how AI can really streamline and really lead efficiency in that realm.
Thanks, Kian. Yeah, it's so exciting, and these features are truly game changing for the leading PSPs that we know are using them. Can you tell me a bit more about the AI address validation tool? Because I know that you worked really closely on that. What kind of impact have we seen on failed deliveries or customer complaints since rolling out that feature? And can you kind of walk us through how it works?
Yeah, of course. I think the notion is that as Gelato Connect Logistics, we're integrated to over 80 plus carriers, and our algorithm works in the way that we give you the best carrier or label for each individual shipment. And a lot of carriers or regions within the world have different address criteria. And that's very hard to have an oversight over everything in terms of, for Jersey, do I need this postcode format, for instance? So there's an element here where we looked, how could we automate this instead of just building layers and layers of code? So we built a very simple endpoint to OpenAI in this case, where we give the tools for our PSPs to recommend an AI suggested address. If there is an error on our order ingestion, then we recommend that recommended that AI suggested address that streamlines and offers. And we've seen a success rate of those addresses of 97, 98% in terms of successful deliveries. And then that's resulted, as we said, in less returns. Aren't just a carrier sending them back. It's also customer complaints. It's also staff within the PSP having to deal with those customer complaints and then go and deal with the carrier in terms of how that happens. So one PSP alone has seen around, I think it was 17, 18% in just return costs, purely from a carrier perspective, reduced. And then that doesn't even accredit all the time that we've saved internally within a PSP and much more improved customer satisfaction.
That's amazing. Thank you. And are there other AI tools that you might not have mentioned yet, but I know there are so many also within our logistics module that you work on super closely that you would like to discuss or highlight?
Well, I can tell you probably like behind the scenes, we've got a couple very exciting developments just within logistics. I only gave kind of 4 use cases there, but as I said earlier, AI is here and we are using it actively in all of our development and also what we want to offer our customers and our PSP. So one example is our AI packing slips feature, which is essentially using AI agents to generate a customizable template for any of your customers. So you can upload a PDF that your customer's using now for their packing slips. And by packing slips, I mean a sheet of paper that will go within the package to detail to the end customer what are the goods or promotional activities, etc. And we use AI to generate those templates for our PSPs on behalf of their customers, which is a really cool feature, to be fair. I think that's usually pre-printed, it's put into packages on peak, but now this is customizable for each individual end customer for the customers the PSP ship on behalf of. So I think that's a very cool feature that with AI at the forefront in terms of how quickly we can generate a template in 2 seconds, just making a call to Gemini, for instance.
Amazing. And can you tell me a bit more about AI agents? When you say that, what does that mean? How does it actually look in the product?
So AI agents is a little bit of a scary word. I wouldn't delve too deep into that. AI agents is essentially just the orchestra of multiple different pipelines and how we automate and use AI within the business. So I wouldn't say that a PSP would be exposed to the notion of AI agents per se. I think that is the smart work that goes on in the background. So if you've used ChatGPT and you're asking for, I don't know, a trip and a hotel price, and they're asking booking.com or other websites, that's the notion of agents or different pipelines querying that for you. So that could be one example.
Exactly. So yeah, I think from my perspective, how this looks in products is it's kind of like a chat bot. So you can put in your questions into the agent and it will respond to your questions and take actions based on what you put in there. Very similar to ChatGPT, but it's actually helping you with your day-to-day print operation.
Correct. It's actually doing the activity. So we have built one in GelatoConnect Logistics around carrier accounts. So uploading your accounts as a PSP. So say that you have a customer that you work with who's got a large account on FedEx and they want to use their account numbers. You can simply go into our chatbot interface and say, for customer X, I want to use these FedEx credentials. And there we have a beautiful orchestra in the background that is essentially comprising of some AI agents, which will then take that, check your configuration with FedEx, check the customer from a different place, and then override our code with that notion. But for you as you said, Ali, as a PSP facing, it's just a chatbot. So we do all the hard work in the background to make the life easy, I would say, with the chatbot.
Yeah, definitely. And this is all about efficiency and accuracy. So it really helps to reduce the amount of time that PSPs are spending on manual tasks and help them to do it more accurately without human error.
Yeah, and exactly.
Um,
I would just add one quick point there, Ellie, with the AI estimator. That's probably the prime example there, right? So, in terms of such a repetitive task for PSPs for their job based work to be quoting that. And I think there you have the notion that our model will get better and better over time the more data we have. So, that's also a very additional and positive.
Definitely. Thank you. So, okay, so those are the wins, but what about where AI perhaps still has a way to go? Are we ready to completely remove human intervention from the print production process? Or, yeah, do we still have quite a way to go?
I think there are a few areas where it's still mostly smoke and mirrors, and ultimately AI still needs humans. It can assist, but it can't replace that valuable domain knowledge, especially for things like complex finishing or color critical jobs. So I'd still say there is an element of smoke and mirrors. I think there is a limited oversight to what AI does, and it's not going to ultimately replace experienced operators for some of the more critical checks. So we take, obviously, as we said at the start, it is that element of like repetitive tasks, those manual tasks where AI can come in and automate and improve accuracy. But there are some domains that I think we're very, very far away of.
Completely fair. So the goal is to make people faster and more accurate, but not make them obsolete.
Exactly.
Cool. So, all right. So, for a print leader who's listening who wants to start somewhere with AI, where do they begin?
Well, you don't need to overhaul everything at once. I think AI sometimes it becomes a scary domain when you see how fast it's moving and the new tools and everything you see on the internet. But I would emphasize that you don't need to overhaul everything at once, but you do need to start. The key is to probably focus on one part of your workflow that's slowing you down, and then use automation to solve that problem first. So really pinpoint where your pain points are, and when you see those repetitive manual tasks that could be replaced or could be optimized. And that could be things like batching or scheduling or your address validation or wherever your team is essentially spending the most manual effort. And then some questions of those could be, is your job data clean and digital? Are your operators overwhelmed by those repetitive tasks? And I think it definitely goes into when we look at how to solve a problem with our AI or with our software, it always is like, what is a specific problem we want to solve and not just have this kind of overall gray area of let's just add AI. I think it's really defining and spending times on defining those problem statements and where you see those repetitive tasks, because ultimately the success of AI really depends more on your foundation than the tool itself. So your data, your identification of those problems. So I think that's where I would suggest a print leader starts.
And what about the partner side in terms of software tools or platforms? How should teams evaluate who they build with?
I would say it's around picking the right partner. So changes, as I mentioned, are happening every day, and AI is moving at an insane pace. Like the landscape looks so different from 8, 12 weeks ago. So that can be overwhelming to keep up with. And it is not easier to be an AI expert than it is to be a software engineer, for instance. So I would say choosing a partner who can lead the way in that case.
It's so true. Yeah, so the shift is already happening at literally lightning speed, and we appreciate that this can feel quite overwhelming. So to help with this, we've actually created what we've called an AI opportunity map. It's a super simple, practical guide to help you identify where AI and automation can start delivering value in your operations right now. It highlights high impact areas where AI is already driving results for PSDs, like order intake, batching, inventory, quality control, some of the areas that Kian mentioned before. And whether you're fully digital or you're running hybrid workflows, this tool will show you where to begin. So you can download it at gelato.com/connect/strategy and start building a smarter, more scalable production setup with AI as your ally, not your adversary. So, Kian, thank you so much for joining us today. This has been a really great conversation. Could you kind of summarize or recap what we've learned today?
I would say AI in print is already delivering real wins, especially around waste, accuracy, and speed. But it's not some magic that goes on in the background. It is purely maths and it needs structure to work. So start with a defined use case, get your data in shape, and think of AI as a smart assistant or tech partner, not a silver bullet, I would say.
Thanks, Kian. This has been a great conversation. So, AI can feel like a dreaded buzzword, but when it's actually applied with intention, the benefits are real and they're really measurable. And it's already helping a lot of PSDs in our network. And the first step is usually a simple one. So, to our listeners, if you're curious where it might make sense to start, we'd be happy to talk it through with you. You can book a quick call at gelato.com/connect/strategy. So thank you so much, Kian. Coming up next is episode 4. We'll shift gears and look at how to build a system that actually works together. Whether you're adding tools, you're integrating APIs, or you're deciding between build versus buy. Our SVP of Logistics, Dom Hill, will be joining us to share some hard-won lessons from print shops who have been trying to stitch it all together. So thank you for listening and see you next time.